In 1946, thousands of American families spent entire summers living in remote forests with running water, hot showers, refrigeration, electric lights, battery-powered radios, and fresh food without connecting to a single utility line. They did it with 20 systems most modern campers have never heard of, methods built on gravity, flowing water, fire, and sunlight that turned raw wilderness into self-reliant frontier communities. We're counting all 20 down, from the simplest water supply trick to a forgotten philosophy that tied everything together. It starts with number 20 and a cold mountain spring. In the 20th place, the gravity spring box stands as the quiet cornerstone of every capable off-grid camp. Long before anyone thought of running pipes or building showers, seasoned campers scouted for a cold, clear spring perched high above the tent line. With a cedar box built around the bubbling source and a length of galvanized pipe buried deep enough to dodge winter's frost, mountain water flowed downhill under its own pressure. No pumps, no engines, no outside help. The result was a steady tap of fresh water, ready for drinking, washing, or even a primitive shower. In the 1940s, families and 60 crews alike understood that finding the right spring meant the difference between comfort and hardship. Today, most campers rely on plastic jugs and bottled water, missing the elegant simplicity of a system that once made true wilderness living possible. In the 19th place, the Thermosiphon camp water heater brought a quiet revolution to backwoods comfort. By wrapping a copper coil around a wood stove or nestling it beside a campfire, campers harnessed the simple law that hot water rises while cold water sinks. No pump, no wires, just the steady pull of convection circulating water from a barrel or tank, heating it for showers, dishwashing, or a bathhouse. Entire hunting camps could enjoy hot water on demand, even in deep winter, and the system's elegance lay in its permanence. With no moving parts to break down, a well-built Thermosiphon could serve for decades. In a world before propane showers and battery-powered gadgets, this was the mark of a truly self-reliant camp, an everyday marvel now lost to most modern campers, who rarely glimpse such resourceful simplicity. In the 18th place, the hydraulic ram pump stands as a marvel of frontier ingenuity, quietly lifting water uphill with nothing but the force of moving water itself. Using the water hammer effect, these pumps sacrificed a small portion of a stream's flow to drive the rest hundreds of feet higher, defying gravity without a drop of gasoline or a single wire. Mountain hunting lodges and ranger cabins depended on ram pumps for steady water, day and night, as long as the creek kept running. With no engine to break down and only a rhythmic clack echoing through the woods, a well-tuned ram could deliver water for decades with minimal attention. In the 1940s, every backcountry caretaker knew how to set one up. Yet today, most campers have never seen one in the wild. As modern outdoor life leans on batteries and plastic pumps, the silent persistence of the hydraulic ram has faded into obscurity, an engineering triumph now almost forgotten. In the 17th place, elevated camp cisterns offered a simple but powerful answer to the daily needs of remote camps. Perched atop wooden towers or sturdy platforms, these water tanks turned a single manual fill into steady, gravity-fed pressure for kitchens, outdoor wash sinks, and even makeshift showers. Without a single electric pump, water flowed to every corner of camp, enough for cooking, cleaning, and bathing after a long day in the woods. For fire season, an elevated cistern doubled as a critical reserve, ready to supply hoses in an emergency. One well-timed refill could last a family or crew through a full day, freeing them from endless hauling. In an age when every drop counted, the sight of a tall water tower meant security, efficiency, and the quiet confidence that comes from mastering basic forces. Today, most campers settle for plastic jugs and battery pumps, rarely imagining how much could be accomplished with just height, wood, and a bit of planning. In the 16th place, small creek hydroelectric systems turned a simple mountain stream into a lifeline of steady power for off-grid camps. A Pelton wheel spinning under the force of a narrow, high-pressure water jet, drove a DC generator that kept batteries topped up for lights, radios, and even the occasional power tool. No gasoline, no smoke, and no endless hauling of fuel cans. Unlike the fickle output of early windmills, a fast-running creek could deliver reliable electricity year-round, making it possible for a single cabin to glow with modern comforts deep in the woods. These systems required real know-how, setting the right head, tuning the wheel, and wiring up a battery bank. By the late 1940s, anyone who could read a wiring diagram and wield a pipe wrench could build a micro-hydro plant that ran for decades with little more than a bearing check. Today, most campers plug into the grid or lug solar panels, rarely imagining a time when a mountain stream powered entire camps with nothing but gravity and ingenuity. In the 15th place, water wheels for mechanical work brought a kind of hands-on magic to off-grid camps that few modern setups can match. A single stream harnessed by an undershot or breast shot wheel could turn a grinding stone for flour, spin a sharpening wheel for axes, and power a lathe or sawmill bench deep in the woods. CCC engineering plans from the late 1930s show water wheels running workshop equipment and even driving extra pumps to move water where it was needed most. Instead of relying on gasoline engines or batteries, camps squeezed every drop of labor out of the creek, letting one current run a dozen jobs. This tactile, multi-purpose use of water power was second nature to wilderness crews and forest rangers, yet it vanished as the grid arrived and portable fuel engines took over. Today, most campers see a stream as scenery, missing the era when a wheel's steady turning meant work got done, quietly, efficiently, and entirely off the land. In the 14th place, rainwater harvesting networks reveal how seasoned campers once treated the weather itself as a vital supply line. When a summer cloudburst swept across the ridge or drizzle fell for days, canvas fly sheets and sloped cabin roofs became silent collectors, channeling every drop into waiting cedar barrels. Gravel and charcoal filters, packed by hand and rinsed at the season's start, turned raw rain into safe drinking water and cooking reserves. During long, dry stretches or when creeks ran low, these barrels meant the difference between comfort and hardship. For families, CCC crews, and wilderness researchers like Marty Murray in Alaska's Brooks Range, the sky's generosity was never wasted. Rainwater harvesting demanded readiness, careful design, and a respect for nature's unpredictable rhythms, qualities that faded as bottled water and plastic tanks took over. Today, few campers see a rainstorm as a bounty waiting to be claimed. In the 13th place, Springhouse refrigeration stands as the quiet genius of off-grid survival. Built from thick stone or brick right over a bubbling spring, these cool houses turn the constant chill of groundwater into a natural refrigerator, holding milk, butter, meat, and garden vegetables at a steady 45 to 55 degrees. No compressor, no wires, no fuel to haul. Long before the hum of electric fridges, every farmstead and backwoods camp in the Appalachians and beyond knew that a springhouse meant food security through sweltering summers and freezing winters alike. The secret was simple: the Earth's own thermal stability, harnessed by clever hands. Today, most campers depend on ice chests and propane coolers, never tasting the everyday magic of a spring-fed larder that kept families fed and safe, season after season, with nothing but stone, water, and a little know-how. In the 12th place, the ice house stands as a monument to the power of winter harnessed for summer survival. When lakes froze deep in January, camp crews and lodge families cut thick blocks of ice, stacking them in timbered sheds, layered with sawdust for insulation. Each block became a silent promise that fresh meat, milk, and garden vegetables would keep cool long after the snow melted. By June, a well-packed ice house could still hold its chill, supplying fishing camps and hunting lodges with reliable cold storage through the hottest months. Where the Springhouse relied on a trickle from the earth, the ice house captured an entire season's worth of freezing air, turning nature itself into a year-round refrigerator. In the age before propane coolers and battery-powered fridges, every seasoned outdoorsman knew the value of these cold banks. Today, most campers overlook the raw ingenuity needed to keep food safe without a single watt of electricity, a skill once as common as splitting kindling. In the 11th place, the kerosene absorption refrigerator marks the moment when true refrigeration reached the farthest corners of the American wilderness. Instead of buzzing motors or humming compressors, these units ran in complete silence, drawing their cooling power from a simple ammonia absorption cycle fueled by a steady kerosene flame. The Servo brand became a household name in remote cabins, hunting lodges, and even among Amish families who still rely on them today. With no moving parts to fail, these refrigerators often lasted 30 years or more, shrugging off the rough treatment and long winters that would doom modern appliances. While today's campers lug ice chests and battery-powered coolers, the families of the 1940s trusted a single tank of kerosene to keep milk, meat, and medicine cold, summer or winter, without a single wire strung to the outside world. The quiet reliability of the absorption fridge stands as a forgotten milestone in off-grid ingenuity, one that modern gear has yet to match. In the 10th place, black tank solar water heating stands as a quiet triumph of frontier logic and sunlight. Campers in the 1940s knew the secret. A flat black steel tank hoisted onto a south-facing roof could turn the high desert sun into gallons of hot water by late afternoon. No wires, no motors, just the relentless pull of sunlight, soaking into the dark metal until water inside climbed to a steamy 120 degrees. In western states, these rooftop tanks were as common as canvas tents, giving families and CCC crews warm showers and dishwater long before solar panels entered the American imagination. The system's beauty was its simplicity, paint, placement, and patience. Yet as electric water heaters swept through rural America, the black tank faded, its wisdom eclipsed by the promise of instant plug-in comfort. What was once a mark of outdoor know-how is now a footnote, a reminder of an era when self-reliance meant looking up, not plugging in. Number 9, the manual well pump stands as a symbol of mechanical certainty in the American backwoods. With a simple cast iron lever and a leather-sealed piston, the hand-operated pitcher pump could draw clean water from wells 10 or 15 feet deep. No wires or motors required. During summer storms or winter blackouts, when electric pumps fell silent, these rugged devices kept families, CCC crews, and wilderness scouts supplied with drinking water, dish pans, and even a quick wash after a long day in the field. The design was so straightforward that nearly every farm kid and forest ranger could repair a leaky valve with nothing more than a pocket knife and a scrap of leather. For decades, the reassuring squeak of the pump handle echoed across rural America, a daily ritual that outlasted countless batteries and gasoline engines. Today, most campers reach for bottled water or rely on plastic gadgets, rarely considering the quiet reliability that once defined off-grid living. The manual well pump was more than a tool, it was a lesson in self-reliance, now nearly forgotten in the age of convenience. 8th place belongs to the camp battery bank, a quiet marvel that brought true electric light to the wilderness long before solar panels and lithium packs became the norm. In the 1940s, off-grid camps relied on a disciplined routine. Small gasoline generators would roar to life during daylight hours, charging up rows of heavy lead-acid batteries stashed safely away from the elements. By sundown, the generator fell silent, but stored electricity flowed to lanterns strung along cabin rafters, to radios crackling with distant news, and to field telephones that linked crews across miles of forest. The battery bank demanded planning and restraint. Every amp hour counted, every light carefully switched off when not in use. This system marked a turning point. Electricity, once the exclusive domain of city dwellers, became a nightly comfort deep in the woods, all thanks to ingenuity and a willingness to work with what the land and a bit of gasoline could provide. In the 7th place, wood gas generators stand as perhaps the most astonishing relic of off-grid ingenuity, a technology born from the pinch of wartime fuel shortages and the relentless drive to keep the lights on, no matter how far from the nearest gas pump. When gasoline became scarce during the 1940s, resourceful campers, forest rangers, and even government crews turned to hardwood as their secret weapon. By feeding chopped logs or chips into a homemade gasifier, a steel drum rigged with baffles and filters, they could coax out a flammable mix of carbon monoxide, hydrogen, and methane. This producer gas was piped straight into the carburetors of small generators, keeping radios humming, lanterns burning, and even power tools running deep in the woods. Forest Service experiments with so-called gasogene rigs proved that firewood could fuel engines and not just stoves, but the complexity, danger, and constant maintenance meant that when petroleum returned, the knowledge faded almost overnight. Today, few campers realize that a pile of split oak once powered entire camps, an era when necessity, not convenience, drove invention. In the sixth place, waste wood energy systems reveal a level of resourcefulness that's nearly vanished from the modern campsite. In the 1940s, nothing from a felled tree went unused. Bark, slabs, and sawdust all found their way into the camp stove or boiler. Civilian Conservation Corps comfort stations and family hunting camps alike burned these scraps for everything from morning coffee to hot showers, squeezing every last calorie of heat from the forest's leftovers. Where today's campers toss aside wood debris or pay for pressed fuel bricks, earlier generations saw opportunity in every pile of shavings. This approach turned the entire wood stream into a source of cooking, heating, and hot water, linking the rhythm of camp life to the discipline of not wasting a single stick. The system's genius lay in its integration. One wood pile, many uses, zero waste. A lesson in efficiency that modern gear and packaged fuels rarely match. In the fifth place, fireless cooking boxes reveal a nearly forgotten chapter of off-grid ingenuity. Known as hay boxes, these insulated chests turned the camp kitchen into a model of thrift and efficiency. After a pot of beans or stew reached a rolling boil over the morning fire, it was nestled deep inside a box packed with hay, wool, or crumpled newspaper. The insulation trapped the heat, letting the meal finish cooking slowly, no more fuel required. This method saved vast amounts of firewood, a critical advantage when every stick had to be hauled or chopped by hand. During World War II, government agencies promoted fireless cookers in pamphlets and training films, urging families and CCC crews alike to stretch their rations and conserve precious resources. The hay box was more than a clever trick. It was a lesson in engineering by necessity, a way of life that made the most of what the land and a little knowledge could provide. Today, most campers reach for propane stoves and freeze-dried meals, rarely imagining a time when patience and careful installation turned a simple box into the heart of camp cuisine. In the fourth place, outdoor boiler cabins rise above the cleverness of single tools to embody the full ambition of off-grid engineering. At the heart of these camps stood a central wood-fired boiler, sometimes built of brick, sometimes steel, tended from dawn to dusk by a watchful hand. From this roaring core, a network of insulated iron pipes ran underground, branching out to every cabin, bathhouse, and cookshed in the compound. One coordinated fire delivered hot water for showers, laundry, and dishwashing, and even piped warmth through radiators to chase off the mountain chill. This was not just survival, it was comfort on a scale that rivaled city homes, all achieved miles from the nearest utility pole. CCC blueprints from Shenandoah to the Rockies document these systems as the pride of remote ranger stations and summer camps. Proof that, with enough wood and know-how, an entire community could live in warmth and cleanliness, utterly independent of the grid. Today, most campers settle for cold spigots or propane heaters, rarely imagining a time when a single roaring fire could knit together the daily life of an entire wilderness outpost. Coming to the top three, complete water recycling around camp stands as the quiet genius behind every truly sustainable wilderness outpost of the 1940s. Here, no drop was wasted. Kitchen water, once used to scrub pots and pans, found new life-cleaning tools or soaking laundry. Wash water, now gray and soapy, was channeled out to nourish vegetable gardens or keep down the dust along winding camp paths. Rainwater, gathered from canvas fly sheets or sloped cabin roofs, filled barrels and cisterns, easing the endless burden of hauling fresh supplies from distant springs. Every gallon did double or triple duty before returning to the ground, a lesson learned by necessity when every ounce of effort counted. This system wasn't just about clever plumbing, it shaped daily routines, demanded careful planning, and fostered a culture where resourcefulness was second nature. In an age before plastic jugs and single-use gear, water was never just used, it was stewarded, cycled, and respected as the lifeblood of camp life. In the second place, the self-sustaining wilderness camp stands as the living blueprint of off-grid mastery in mid-century America. Here, every element, water, heat, power, food, and waste, was woven into a seamless whole, creating a camp that could thrive for months without a single connection to the outside world. Water flowed from spring boxes or rain barrels, piped by gravity into kitchens and bathhouses. Hot showers and dishwater came courtesy of wood-fired boilers or sun-warmed tanks, while natural refrigeration, whether a stone springhouse or sawdust-packed icehouse, kept milk and meat safe through blazing summers. Electricity flickered from creek-driven Pelton wheels or battery banks, charged by hand-cranked generators, lighting lanterns and powering radios that crackled with distant news. Every meal was cooked on wood stoves, every scrap of bark or sawdust burned for warmth or hot water, and every drop of used water cycled through gardens or dust-dampening paths. Waste was managed with careful composting or pit privies, closing the loop in a system that left no resource untapped. These camps were not just collections of clever gadgets, they were entire communities, built on a philosophy of total integration where nothing was wasted and every problem had a practical, home-built solution. In the 1940s, this was the gold standard of wilderness living, a world away from today's reliance on store-bought gear and plug-in comforts, and a testament to the quiet genius of American self-reliance. And finally, in first place, the forgotten principle of total camp integration stands as the lost blueprint behind every ingenious system on this list. In the 1940s, the best camps didn't just pile up gadgets. They wove water, fire, wood, sunlight, and gravity into a single living network. A roaring cook stove meant more than hot meals. It heated the bathwater, dried boots, and even warmed the sleeping cabin through a maze of pipes. Streams did double duty, filling drinking barrels while spinning turbines for electric light or grinding grain at the water wheel. Rainfall was never wasted, channeled from canvas fly sheets and shingled roofs into storage tanks, ready for dry spells. Waste wood from the sawbuck fed the stove, while the leftover ash found its way into the garden. Nothing stood alone, and nothing was thrown away. This philosophy, once second nature to CCC crews, hunting camps, and backwoods families, has all but vanished in an age of single-use gear and plug-in convenience. Today, most campers see a collection of problems solved by gadgets, not a tapestry of solutions built on resourcefulness and connection. The real secret wasn't any one device. It was the camp itself, designed as a complete self-sustaining organism. That is the greatest legacy of America's off-grid wilderness era, a way of thinking that made every resource count, every system support the next, and every day in the wild a lesson in true independence. Across all 20 ingenious systems, one pattern stands out. True American off-grid camps weren't just collections of clever tricks, they were lessons in total resource harmony, where every drop, spark, and scrap of sunlight was woven into daily life. That legacy reveals a time when wilderness living demanded deep knowledge, not gear. Even now, self-reliance is a forgotten art worth rediscovering. Which old-school hack would you bring back? Let us know below.